You're listening to Modern Male Radio with Jerod Zavistoski, right here on LA Talk Radio.
What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Jerod Zavistoski, and you're listening and watching Modern Male Radio. This is all the stuff your mama should have told you and the stuff your daddy never knew. And tonight, I brought you a special show. This is our gonna be our Halloween special, and from the bowels of hell, I brought you a witch. So I brought you Melissa May. Is that it? I'm so proud of myself that I remember that. I'm so bad with names. I literally have a split-second memory. I was going to introduce you as Madame Noir, which is your...
La Madame Noir.
What?
La Madame Noir.
La Madame Noir.
La Madame Noir.
That's one of the new tongue twisters I'm going to use before the show.
La Madame.
La Madame.
La Madame.
La Madame.
La Madame Noir.
La Madame Noir.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Like I've been excited about this show since before you knew you were going to be on the show. Like really, before I even officially booked you, I was like, yes, I'm gonna have a witch.
Oh goodness. Okay.
It's super super exciting. I mean, this stuff is fascinating. And you, so I mean, am I even pronouncing that correctly? Like, is calling you a witch, like, is that offensive or?
I mean,
okay,
for
cool.
lack of a better term.
For lack of a better term, what are the better terms?
I don't know, because I don't classify myself as like anything.
Okay. So
I don't go walk around and say, hey, I'm a witch. Like.
So you don't like
know,
identify with that.
It's just too trite.
Okay.
It's just too much.
Okay.
No.
But you do practice in the magical mystical arts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So is it more like, is it like magic? Like, are you like, is it?
Sure.
Would we call the male version of you like a warlock or a wizard? Do you hang out with wizards?
I think that's like two different things.
Is it?
Yeah.
So like
a wizard? Sure.
because they do potions and spells and stuff, but then they also have wands and magical powers.
Yeah, but we all have magical powers, I guess you'd say.
Yep.
It's not like just what you call yourself. You can call yourself a witch, you can call yourself a warlock, but we're all human and we all have that innate ability to create change.
Which is interesting because at some point I was gonna get onto that whole quantum mechanics thing. So we're gonna be talking a lot about mind over matter, in relation to what are referred to as permission slips to allow yourself to create a consciousness that you desire. Some of those permission slips might be, breaking an egg and doing something mystical, but it's really just a permission slip in order to allow your mind to create what you want it to create. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, but that's why I think that we are blessed here on this earth with all the things that we need to heal ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have so much power within ourselves, and then we also have the help from plants, herbs, roots, rocks, trees, all of these things. And I also think that if you don't even understand like the metaphysical properties of something, if it symbolizes something to you, that's what it fucking means. So like it's everything has their metaphysical properties, but it's a symbolism too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just for you and your mind to know that represents something, that means something. So maybe it's just an outward expression of like an inner desire.
Okay. So like
just put that out.
So I mean, like, there's no textbook. Like, there's gotta be like textbooks like this will create this spell, or this will create this like desired result. But then technically, you could just kind of make your own shit up and be like, I symbolize this, and therefore that's gonna create my desired end result.
I think that's true, but I don't claim to fucking know everything. So, like, because I don't claim one way. Like, I don't do things just one way. I do things according to what's true to me.
Okay.
Like, what my heart says is true, what my intuition says is true, what I feel is right, that's my right way.
So you're like the universalist witch. Like the Jesus of witches.
What?
That could be like the most
Jesus
fucked
of
up
witches?
thing I've ever said on the air.
The Jesus of witches. Lord Jesus.
just open. Take them all. Take all philosophies. Yeah, no, people are definitely going to be pissed off about that comment. We'll just sweep that one under the rug and keep going. I could give two shits. People know my stance on religion. We've had some conversations about that here. That we're not having a religious show today, guys. We're having a show on the dark arts, the cool stuff. I should have thought about this ahead of time. I got like a Sith Lord to come in here and like.
Well, how do you?
I could
told me anything. Like I have plenty of people I could have called.
You know a Sith Lord?
Not a Sith Lord, but I know plenty of very knowledge. Not plenty, because I have a very small group of people. But I've been blessed to know certain people who are very, very knowledgeable in the things that they practice and they know. So had you said anything, I would have been able to line it up, but I had no idea. I didn't know I could invite anyone to anything.
Yeah. No, originally we had the guest book. I had a few other guests. Through the month of October, people's schedules got like all messed up. So would have been. And I was actually really glad that I got you here alone because some of the other guests, I don't know if it would have helped or hurt, but they weren't. It wasn't on the same wavelength at all. And I feel like I would have completely just been like, okay, tell me about witchcraft, and they'd have been sitting over there like, well, why'd you even have me on the show?
Well, what do those people practice?
Porn.
What do they do? Oh.
Yeah.
They practice porn. Okay. Sure.
So I wanted to talk specifically today about. I know sometimes we get like way off target. People are like, "What the fuck is this show even about?" Like, because Modern Male Radio is about dating. It's about dating in all these different realms. But I've been fascinated with the idea of love potions and love spells. And I got tricked once. Like I literally like met a witch at a party, and she was like, "I'll give you a free psychic reading sometime." And then she like took me.
Is that code word for "I want to fuck you in the back room"?
I just took it at face value, and like I introduced her to my girlfriend and whatever, and then I went to go meet her for this free psychic reading. I was like, that's cool. Like I'll do that. And she's like, your girlfriend's cheating on you. And I was like, what? And she's like, she started saying all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't think that this psychic reading is very accurate. And then she tried to convince me that the idea of monogamy was like trite and stupid. No, I don't think trite's the right word. I think I'm just borrowing that word. And then she tried to give me a candle. She tried to give me this big ass fucking candle. Okay. And she was like, just light this and you'll know the truth. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, bitch, I know better than to light that candle.
What? No, why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want to know the truth? Like, even if she was fucked up and wrong, if she had like selfish ambition, I don't know. I don't
think that she was giving me the candle to tell me the truth. I think she was giving me a candle like as like a love thing. Like, I want this guy. He doesn't want me. So I'm going to give him this candle. When he lights it, it's going to fuck with his head. Is that possible?
Yeah, of course. But it's also possible to light a candle and to see truth.
Yeah.
To have all of the bullshit and all of the cloud and all of the lies fall away. And it's
I don't think her intentions were good.
How quickly those things work. It's like within 24 hours, it's a turnaround.
Oh, shit.
You'll see things that you never saw. You'll see characteristics you never saw in a person. Things will come to light. It's really, really crazy.
I need me a candle.
Yeah, I do candles all the time.
I need a couple candles.
I'm Aries. I am Aries woman. And my thing is fire. Like, I am fire.
Yeah.
And I love fire. Like, I work with fire. I work with candles. That's my shit. People ask me what I do for a living. Like, I'm a paralegal legal secretary. Monday through Friday, I run a law firm. Yep, I do. I wear a suit.
Awesome.
I'm tattooed down to the wrist and up to the neck. But I also wear a button-up. I wear a suit every day. I go to work. I have a real life. I have a real, you know what I mean? Like, what is considered a life that you're supposed to have, whatever.
Yeah.
But then off work, my real self, like, my creative outlet is taking pictures. Like, I just started modeling in October. So it's only been 1 year, and I've been super successful only because like I don't care to shoot with dudes for nudes, things like that. Like I just want to make art, and then when I go home, I do my candles. It's just whatever is heavy on my heart that day. If it's for my family or if it's for a loved one or somebody comes to me, they come to me when things are really, really bad. You know? Mm-hmm. It seems to be that people go to esoteric stuff, things on that nature, like last. Like,
Yeah.
they're going to do everything in their power. And then when nothing fucking works, you basically have no more choices, no more options left. And then it's like, oh, Melissa, like, can you help me? Can you help me? This is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I can do for you.
It's like that last ditch effort to like,
Yep.
yeah.
But what sucks is that, like, it's unfortunate that that's the last ditch effort when, like, I'm not special. I am not special whatsoever. Like, everybody has the ability to do that. You can do it for yourself. And so whenever I do works for people, like, on their behalf, I tell them exactly what I'm doing and why.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important for me, like, let's say a girl is trying to have her heart not ache as much during a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sever those ties. You can do so much, but I want her to participate. I want it to be the whisper of her lips, the whisper of her words, the wind of her fucking words that's going across that candle, because wax holds. So you can pray over your candles. Wax holds. It holds that prayer. But it's the intention of your heart that's going up.
So has anybody ever come to you and been like, I'm going through a breakup. Could you get that person back for me?
No. No one's ever asked me that. Mm-mm.
Does that stuff work? Like, can you cast love spells, and can you like?
Sure, you can really fuck people up, but why would you want to?
It's
Why
a
would
scary
you
thing.
ever want to? Why would you ever want that? Don't you want love to be true and genuine? Don't you
Yeah.
want it to be natural and authentic? I do.
I'm not from my point of view, like even
So-
that, but like I can think of like that, especially that instance. I'm like, what if that bitch tried to cast a spell on me? But I mean, I kind of
Yeah, okay, keep your guard up, yes, because it's like, you can fall under things, because not everybody has good intentions, and not every worker has morals.
yeah.
And by worker, I mean, like, let's say,
Spirit
like,
worker.
Spirit work, I guess. I call it root work, like, because I kind of do more, like, conjure, hoodoo, voodoo stuff.
Conjure what the?
Conjure.
Conjure hoodoo voodoo.
Hoodoo, voodoo, conjure is, like, conjure.
Wait,
Old
hoodoo
style.
is part of the voodoo thing? That's
Hoodoo
real?
is something. Voodoo is something.
Oh.
Conjure work is something. But
I thought that
they're
was just a
all
lyric from the
very-
Labyrinth. Hoodoo voodoo, like I thought
Oh,
that
no,
was.
no.
Okay.
That's, like, from Africa.
Ah.
So, like, bringing the slaves here, they couldn't keep their traditions, they couldn't keep their religion. So they had to hide their work in the Bible. So that's where conjure comes. And it's, like, from the old ways of African tradition, but it's hidden in the works of the Bible. So it's very, very Christian. And I don't know if, like, you actually read my Instagram posts. Like, I have a lot to do with Christianity, and I do use the Bible. It's a very, very powerful book. It's a it's heavyweight. And
So there's
but,
like their
I-
own way. So how did it get
Spirit.
interpreted? How did it get written in the Bible? Because the Bible was written in Greek and Hebrew, and then
No. It's not written into the Bible. They use the Bible as
it's like a textbook.
no. Let's say they hid their work in the Bible because they weren't able to carry on their traditions, so they had to pretend it was Christian or whatever. So instead of saying, let's say, how do I explain this? Like,
So it's
instead
within
of-
the practice of biblical.
It's exactly. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to pray that the walls of Jericho fall down around you. Are you familiar with the Bible?
Yeah,
Okay.
using the same. I studied to be a pastor, so yeah, this is very interesting for me.
I was like a devout nun for 14 months.
What?
Yeah, so I went to a hardcore Christian discipleship program. I dedicated my life to God when I was 18.
Oh yeah, I was about the same age.
On my own. I just said, fuck it, let's see what you have for me. And I dedicated myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I was only 18 with chippy black nail polish and ripped jeans, and that's just, like, frowned upon. And I questioned everything, so they fucking hated me. And God disciplines those he loves, right? Well, apparently God loves me very much.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was very disciplined. So it was, like, just me and my Bible. I had to wear this tag on my neck, this, like, name tag thing that said, please do not talk to me, I'm on a word fast.
What the fuck?
So I wasn't allowed to be talked to, nor was I allowed to talk to anyone for 14 months.
Well, okay, so none.
Yeah, okay, so either way,
Yeah.
like, I studied the Bible. I studied, and I did give my heart to God, and I did give it a valiant effort. I went wholehearted. Like, I lived straight, like, beyond brainwashing, I guess you'd even say, because even a cuss word, like, they say a bad word is offensive. I never understood that until I was so completely removed from offensive terms that, like, when I was reintroduced into, like, civilization, I guess you'd say, hearing a bad word was like a smack in the face.
Yeah, you actually started to get emotionally distraught.
Right, because, like, I never said a bad word, nor did I say anything that replaced a bad word. I didn't say, oh, fudge.
Yeah.
And, like, okay, clearly, I cuss like a sailor. Like, so this is just, you know, it was not me, but I did it wholeheartedly. And I studied that, and it is in my heart. So I've always been a spiritual person.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, like, my parents were just kind of, like, average, not, like, hardcore Christians whatsoever. I was a wild fucking teenager, like, crazy, fucking listening to Tupac, robbing liquor stores, drinking 40s on the street. You know? Yeah, no, just wild coyote. And, but wild coyote turned into, like, way too wild, and then I just didn't want to be that anymore, where I got myself to a point where I was like, I don't want to be that anymore. This is not me. So, being the extremist that I am, I go to the whole other side.
Yep, I do the exact same thing. Like, literally, you're echoing my story right now.
Totally, like, extreme. And no one's fucking making me be there. I was there on my own. But that's the path of a spiritual-minded person, somebody who is on that path. And that's just how it's been. So it took me, okay, I was there. I realized, you know, after I had finished up everything, I helped in the induction home with, like, the new women that were coming in and blah, blah, blah. And I would tell them to ask questions, because if it's not right to you, this is what I truly believe. If it's not right to you, then it's not right for you.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say Christianity is bad. I'm not going to say that organized religion is bad per se. I just think that it sucks because it's so controlling and it doesn't allow people to really make decisions for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Or have the freedom to say that this is not what is right for me, because I'm going to be scorned for my family, I'm going to be this, blah, 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 like I'm supposed to be this way, I'm supposed to be that. Well, no, fuck that shit. How about you just fucking be yourself, follow your own gut,
follow your own truth,
own life, exactly, follow your own way. My way might not be your way, it probably isn't.
What's ironic about that, the nun thing, that's Catholics don't even realize it, but that's actually they got their roots in paganism. It was a merger between the Roman Catholic Church was a merger between pagans and at the time the Christians, directly after Jesus' death. Emperor Constantine merged them. So it's funny when Catholics are so judgmental and like burn the witch, you know, because they were the ones that were doing all that shit. But their roots actually come from I think it was Rome at the time or whatever, their pagan beliefs and their deities and structures. And I forget what the sun acts behind Jesus' head, but the halo thing, it actually stands for a deity. It's not Jesus.
I'm not familiar.
There's a whole bunch of biblical inaccuracies that like come out of that. But and yeah, I mean, organized religion to me is
I lost the train of thought.
Did you?
I went on a whole bunny trail there. Sorry.
No, it's great. It's great. Yeah, an organized religion itself is like, I used to be so vehemently for it, then so vehemently against it. I went on my way to like,
welcome to my life.
Go after it. And now it's just like, if you need that, then do that. That's fine. And if it's a stepping stone or if it's a permanent place in your life, cool. I'm not going to go out of my way to challenge your beliefs.
No, I would never, ever hinder somebody from their path.
Yeah.
If that's what works for you, then that's what works for you. That's good, because I think that like our desire is to be the best that we can be, the highest potential as ourselves. You know, walk our own path, be the brightest expression of ourselves. If that helps you to be a better you, then so be it. Then that's cool. That's great. That's whatever. I just happen to choose to do different things because that is what makes me feel good. That's what makes me feel right. Like, I've always been really interested in the human body consciousness and the way that the human body works, and like spiritual connection. I've always felt spirit in plants, always felt spirit in trees, always felt spirit like in the water, like where the ocean meets the sand.
Yeah.
Like, so powerful. So I feel those things, and those things are right to me. So of course I'm interested in that. I'm going to continue to learn, and whatever works for me is what works for me, and here I am.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a universal principle. I mean, and it's funny because it's like it's so universal that it is the universal principle. It's like, yeah, do you, and it just all boils down to that. There is no right and wrong. It's about what's.
Do what thou wilt, and that shall be the whole of the law.
Is that what that stands for?
Yeah, that's the Unicursal Hexagram. It's a very powerful protective symbol, but it's also kind of like the symbol that represents Thelema, which is like Christianity, all the different kind of beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Thelema.
It sounds like you're saying Dalai Lama right now.
It's Thelema. Thelema.
Interesting, because it looks like a pentagram, but...
Right. And it fucking irritates me when people go, oh, I love your pentagram. You have tattoo. I'm like, really? I have a pentagram tattoo too. I'm like, really? Because did you look at your fucking quote unquote pentagram and my pentagram?
Yeah, it's like you love my pentagram. I love your lack of attention to detail.
Like, why don't you look at it? If that's a fucking pentagram, then you don't know what a fucking pentagram is.
Damn,
that's
this shit pisses
like,
you off.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. It does because people
are angry.
Stupid shit. Oh my god.
The female's getting aggressive. Oh no, the female's getting aggressive.
Yeah. I'm like, dumb motherfucker. Like, don't say you like my pentagram, stupid fuck. Like, it's a universal hexagram. And I know I sound like such a bitch, but whatever.
But it's like know your shit. You know, if you're gonna
don't fucking comment on it if you don't fucking know about it.
Okay.
Don't say shit.
Okay.
You just make yourself look like an idiot. To me, especially, I'm like, wow.
But it's like if you had a pentagram tattooed on you, you would follow that you probably knew what that meant, and that its origins aren't like satanic worship crap. Yes. It's in a completely different area, so which would mean that you would probably have the educational facilities to go, oh wow that's cool. I never thought about getting one of those because I got one of these, but people are just like, I fucking love it, man, and it rocks. I'm gonna get it tattooed on my elbow. It's gonna make me a badass.
Stand like, hail Satan. 666. I got fucking black eyeliner on. Like, I'm so cool. Like, please, fucking kill yourself. Like, I can't stand that shit.
Yeah,
sorry. Not sorry.
Well, I end up getting into religious debates with people all the time. I try not to do it. Like, I try not to take it as far as like completely decimating their belief system. But once I got a good handle on it, it's like you can't win. Like I boiled it down to its most finite, like innate. And it's just true. Whatever works for you, works for you. To the extent of like, if this system of practice works for you, or if you make up your own system of practice, because we've proven by science now that your brain can actually change the frequencies and particles in a room to match your perspective or your perception. They ran a whole science experiment where these guys were looking through this thing, and they were I guess I don't know the technical terminology like offhand, but basically like when one guy would look at it, it would be up here, it's like particle, and then when another guy would look at it, it'd be down here. But it was consistent. It wasn't like it was moving around. Whenever that guy looked at it, it was up here, and whenever the other guy looked at it, it was down here.
Interesting.
So it was like, but this was the particle, the smallest infinitesimal particle that created, it was like the smallest part of an atom. Are you okay? All the way down. Like they studied it, and it was like the smallest able to observe particle. So this is the thing that makes up everything. It makes up your body, this table, everything in the world, and it's moving based on who views it. And they found that really interesting.
Who else did that? There was a DVD that I had. It's called The Study of Sleep.
Okay.
And in that, it shows that. I want to say particles because you said particle, but maybe atoms respond a certain way when they are supposed to. So when they're being viewed, and it's almost as if they have knowledge.
Yeah, like a consciousness, like a little mind of their own.
It's almost like they have consciousness that they know that they're supposed to do it this way. So I think what it was is, I'm not sure if it was noise, sound, or water, something that was passing through a slit in wood. And so when it passed through, it created a ripple effect. Shoot, I haven't seen it in so long. Like, I hope I'm saying this correctly. But this is what I took away from it. And then so what they did was they put like an eye kind of thing. So it knew that it was being viewed. It knew that it was being recorded. And it responded in a certain way. And when they removed it, but were recording it without it knowing, it responded in a completely different way. It created like these two.
Interesting.
Right? So it was quantum physics, though.
Yeah, it's like aliens within us. They're like, oh shit, they found us. Better run.
I don't know. I can't go too much on that subject because, like, I'm not.
I've heard of a similar thing. So I guess it's like, you go down atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons, and then you get down into strings and quarks, or quarks and then strings. So like the smallest, and then you start to break these down, and there's matter inside that. You start to bring that. So it goes all the way down into strings, and I think strings were the smallest they could possibly observe, but they never stayed still. They were a bandwidth. They actually moved so fast that for whatever reason, like we couldn't observe them as like a particle or whatever. And then I forget what happened, but I guess like somebody like every time they'd observe it, it would stop. And then every time they turn away, it would go back into a bandwidth. So all this stuff is like super, super exciting. I don't get how people are like online going, oh my God, the Kardashians are so exciting. I'm like, we are on the brink of discovering like our origins, like what this is. It's so exciting. So
I swear to God, that's why I can't relate with like people, not many people my age, and like just the general public, because I don't fucking watch TV. Yeah. Like at all. I haven't had cable in my house for like 11 years.
Yep, like same here.
And I don't care to. I just don't care. I'm way too busy, and I'm like interested in things.
I'm addicted to Google.
I want to like read. I want to learn. I want to, I don't give a fuck what the Kardashians are doing, like at all. At all. And
I could proudly say I've never seen an episode.
Like, no, I don't think I have either. But everybody just talks about the same stupid shit, and like I'm just not about that. But about like electrons, like one thing lower than electrons. Are you familiar with Tychon? The Tychon? Tychonized energy.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that, but I know nothing about it.
I have Tychonized silica discs in my house.
Ooh, what is that? Sounds exciting.
Gabriel Cousins is like my hero.
Okay.
He's the one, I want to say him and his scientist friend, and unfortunately I don't know his scientist friend's name, somehow created this machine, and what it does, like when you hammer steel, it eventually changes it to like a magnet.
Okay.
What is it? I forget what
I don't know what it's called. I don't know.
Like when molecularly, it changes it.
Yeah.
So what they would do is they created a machine that changed silica discs, it changed the molecules to attract Tychon energy.
Okay.
And so what you can use those for, it inflows, like picture it just like a little disc, like a coaster.
Okay.
And one side pulls in, the other side goes out.
Okay.
So what it does is it takes like the EMFs and the confused energy that the body can't understand, which creates all sorts of bad things in us, and it turns it into positive. So instead of just neutralizing it, it actually turns it into like a positive energy.
So you like put those all around your bed, and it's like neutralizing bad energy.
Yeah, well, what you can do is like the power box outside your house, you can put that facing inward, and that works for all of the electrical devices in your house. Yeah.
It's like a positivity hack.
Yeah, it's really good. And so I had like 6 of those at my old house. I had one on the power box, one behind the fridge. I used to put one underneath my water thing because it energizes the water. It's wonderful. I put one underneath my laptop. I would put one in my car.
Smart.
And anyone who ever came to my house felt instantly like at home and at peace. And it's like they never wanted to leave. Like
the witch put a spell on you.
No, it's nice. And also I have Himalayan salt rocks, which is a natural ionizer, so it puts out negative ions. It clumps up the dust particles, so it cleans the air. Yeah, you have to dust.
You're the second person to mention Himalayan salt, sea salt.
I have 7 of them. They're big and wonderful. Yes, I love
big
them.
all, yeah.
And they're beautiful.
You can also eat it too, right?
Yeah, it's salt.
Yeah.
But with the little light inside of it, it creates heat. And then when the salt rock heats up, it puts out negative ions. And negative ions are what is filling the air like around waterfalls and right after a storm, how the air is so clean and clear. And you just feel like, so that's what it does for your house. And then I would put Tychonized silica discs as well.
It's so interesting.
I still do.
So it's almost like, a lot of, I'm starting to see a trend and a pattern here, especially if people that are, studying those arts. I know because we got a whole bunch of viewers out there that are like, what the fuck are these two talking about? But it's really, really interesting to make the correlation that maybe a lot of people who are studying or practicing witchcraft were using these kind of principles or practices. You know, they started to understand. You don't even have to know that you know, these rocks or these minerals are doing these certain things scientifically, but if you're paying attention enough, if you have that inclination, that intuition, you kind of see that this thing it's doing something. So they're collecting all these different things, and when people go to see these people, they're like, oh wow, I feel different, this is odd, you know, you're a witch.
Or like, what are you doing that I'm not doing, and how can I do it too?
Yeah,
that's more what it is. It's not like, oh, you're a witch. It's like, oh my God.
I'm talking about like the medieval version.
I'm
talking about like the 1700s.
Oh, okay.
Now it's actually quite like, I think the spiritual energy healing stuff is becoming much more open.
Like I could be a fucking yoga teacher.
Yes, you
know,
could.
Like
but like, I think the tattoos kind of throw it a little bit.
Perhaps.
But yeah, I mean, but again,
a Luciferian cross on my chest and like give it away.
Yeah, something like that. But we're coming to a place where it's like, you know, I do motivational speaking, and it's really funny for all of my positions and all of my history and background for me to, you know, actually want to do that, because motivational speakers are these white knights. They get up on stage and like, I'm going to tell you how to make $1 million.
In 3 easy steps.
And I'm like,
and you get a spatula.
I can't tell you not to do drugs because I don't have really a stance on that. I can't tell you what to do with your life because I don't really have a stance on that either. But I can tell you how to, you know, and I have my set thing of what I can do. But like the way I dress, the way I want to be is so completely contrived to what, you know, society accepts of those certain things. But I think the millennial generation is going to bust that wide open. And the generation behind us, it's not even going to exist anymore. There's no longer going to be that kind of hang up on puritanical sociological constructs, or at least our ideas of them.
I hope.
Or who knows, maybe we'll swing it too far and then we'll come on up back there, you know?
I hope. I can only hope. But I think that as a collective consciousness, human beings, as a collective consciousness, we are getting to be more like earth conscious, intuitive, feeling ourselves and understanding that there's more than just what the eye can see.
And we are abandoning, I think that social media and the internet, I think that it's responsible for such a huge leap in education of people, because we were inclusive and stuck in our environments. Those environments weren't allowed to like grow and thrive. They also weren't able to observe other environments and realize that there was a pattern there. It's like, you can very, very easily be like, we're good, they're bad, you know, good, demons, when you're not face to face with those people. But suddenly when you're connected across the world, it's like, holy shit, we're all the same. But we believe different principles and practices, and I think we finally got over the, well, you know, fuck those guys, let's go to war with them, they're nothing like us. And it's like, we're all very, very similar. We all want the same things. But we're all unique. So it's like, we're all like little snowflakes is what we are.
Cycles of ages, let's say. Like if you picture a circle.
Yeah,
like
the age of Aquarius, the age of Pisces, the age of Taurus.
The golden age, the bronze age, silver age.
Okay.
Bronze age, and going up to the gold. So we're coming out of the bronze age, which is a very dark time, but we're going up into the silver age, which is a more enlightened time. And if we continue to travel on that way, going up to the golden age, where we started, where we were like elite beings living for, or who even knows if we were human.
And then yeah,
it was a picture like Zeus on a cloud.
Yeah,
you know, like those days. And then it goes down to the medieval, where it was like we were really, really shitty people.
Oh yeah,
you know?
we were nothing. We were worse than animals, because we killed for
really fucking bad.
Completely. We killed for no other reason than to kill, or aggression, or power, or whatever. But it's like, animals don't even do that. We were worse than animals. But so if it's on a circle, though, that means that we're going to have that golden age, and then we're going to...
Well, yeah, maybe. Who knows? But at least we're on the upswoop.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're on the upswoop, and I think, I don't know, I see it. More and more people are coming up to me. Oh my God, that's a whole nother story. Like, everywhere I fucking go. Everywhere I go.
Having this conversation.
There's one person that I'm meant to talk to. And it's fine. Like, I go out to bars. I go and have a fucking drink by myself. I don't care. I just know that I'm just going open-minded, open heart. Let me be the mouthpiece. Spirit, speak through me. If there's somebody who needs something or whatever, like, I have so much experiences. I have so much to be able to relate to, and that's why I'm thankful for all my hardships. I'm thankful for all of the shit that I've been through because I can relate.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am still smiling. I am triumphant. I am not destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, if I can make it through, you can too. And just
Motivational
even,
speaker over
like,
here.
But even just to know that you are understood can be enough. Because like it's hard if you don't know anybody and like you're just going through something that you think no one else has ever went through.
Yeah.
Like, man, I've gone through some shit, but it makes me who I. But it makes me who I am, you know. And I'm able to help people from so many different walks of life, and everywhere I go, there's one or two, and it's so weird because they'll say, "I've never talked to anybody like you before. I've never had a conversation like this before," and it's like a huge blessing. Like that's all I want in life. Like thank you for allowing me to be able to take all of that hard and take all of that pain and turn it into something that helps people.
Yeah.
Like, that makes it worth it, and that helps me to become a grown woman. Like I feel like I've lived multiple lives already in this one.
I have such a similar story. It's not even funny.
But I'm thankful because I'm able to use it for good, continue to inspire, and you know work with it. But it's like the least suspecting people. It's like the Barbie, bleach blonde Barbie with fake boobs that you'd never think, you know, is like talking to me about esoteric things, and we'll be like crying by the end of our conversation, just like, oh my God, like you're such a blessing, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I'll take down your number, but I'm never going to call you. And like, if you call me, like, I'm really not going to answer because I know that was meant for that time.
Yeah, for one little.
I was there to tell you what you needed to hear. I was there to give you comfort. I was there to give you something, whatever it was. It's something that they needed to hear.
Yeah, push you in the right direction.
And just to know, like, okay, your grandmother always told you that you were special. You know, people always say this, like, your boyfriend says that you're fucking crazy. This person thinks that you're weird, but this is what you feel, and this is how you really feel, and it's not socially acceptable, so you feel weird. Well, I'm here to tell you you're not weird. You're not weird, and you're not the only one.
It's funny. My one of my really, really good friends is she was Playmate of the Year. She's Hugh Hefner's ex-wife, and she's got a library full of books on new thoughts and consciousness and da. And she'd be sitting here like talking your ear off right now. But we do have to wrap up here shortly. Sam's like probably in there ready to murder me. So where can people find you? What are you working on? What would you like to promote?
You can find me on Instagram. La Madame Noir. It's LA_MADAME_NOIR. I do have a website, but I don't have any time, so it's like half-ass, but www.lamadamenoir.com. Don't judge me. It's just some pictures. And
your pictures are awesome. They're so amazing.
I don't even have time to look at my shoots. Like, every time I do a shoot, it's 5,000 photos, and I have thousands of photos. And
it's great. You're always posting content.
Kind of. Like, I try. I run a law firm, and I have a real life, so, like, I'm trying.
I have some interesting stuff. I have some tools that I think will work for you. But
did you want me to give any work for, like, love? Things like that?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that real quick. I mean, we have like 2 minutes.
Okay. And quickly, if anybody wants to have favor, the most simple, I always say you need to sweeten something first. You don't go to hard works. You don't do things that fuck with somebody's will. But you can always sweeten a relationship. You can sweeten a circumstance. You can have favor. So, like, the most simple way is, like, let's say your boss is being an asshole, or you just want to have, like, better communication in your relationship. You can take a picture of your boss, or you could take a picture of you guys if it's a relationship and you guys are smiling and you're happy together or something, or the person that you want to sweeten, and you take a little white dish, put the picture in there face up, not face down, because you don't want them to be face down.
Okay.
You want them to be face up. That's a huge difference. And put white sugar. Just sugar. That's the simplest way. I mean, you could even put a little candle and burn a candle on that. There's
but no love spells to make people fall in love with you. That's bad.
Honey jars are wonderful, and that's old tradition. Like, people have been doing that forever. So you just take a glass container, something that can be sealed on top. What traditionally you would do honey, because it's a preservative. It will keep and it will hold, and it's sweet.
Okay.
So you can put your curios, you can put your roots, lavage is for love.
Oh, okay.
Lavender is great for communication, and also for lesbians, for women and women relationships. Rose. You put rose.
Yeah. You put all these things in a jar and then you put it on top.
Yep.
Okay.
No. So what you take your jar, you can write a petition. You can just take a little square of like a brown paper bag, tear it into a little square, and then you write your prayer, or you write your desire, or you write your wish, or whatever you want to call that. You can put that in there. You can put a picture of you guys together, or you can just put a picture of that person.
Okay.
And you can fill it with honey and then all of your other stuff. But another thing that I think is good is to put like Caro syrup, because it's viscous and it moves. So what you want to do is seal it up, and you heat it up. You can put it like in a double boiler, or you can burn a candle on it. Most people just burn a candle on it, but something that I've learned is very effective is to like put it, like boil water and put it like in the hot water, and you can hold it and you can shake it, because you want your work to move. You want your work to be moving, and it's going to go out. You don't want it to be stagnant.
Okay.
So you can literally work your work, and you're working it, and you're praying the whole time that you're doing it. So you're putting up your intention, and you're moving that work, and it's moving on your behalf.
Interesting.
And it's working for you, and it will continue to work for you.
Yeah.
Even when you're not thinking about it, even when it's sitting there by itself. And you can just burn a candle.
That is awesome.
And the energy of that goes up through the candle, that goes out.
Awesome. So we have officially run out of time. We have to end the show. I would love to. We need a 2-hour show, because this is awesome.
Oh God, I could go on for days.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me.
Really awesome stuff, guys. Remember, use your powers for good, not for evil.
Yeah.
All right, that concludes our Halloween segment. That's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to Modern Male Radio.
You're listening to Modern Male Radio with Jerod Zavistoski, right here on LA Talk Radio.